Hey everyone, this is Hypo and welcome back to more Let's Play Kirby 64. In the last episode, we completed Aquastar, and in this episode, we'll be taking on Neostar. I almost called it Rockstar, because, in all honesty, I feel like this is pretty much just a sequel to Rockstar. In my opinion, this is really what Rockstar should have been, and you know what, for whatever reason, this level, I always forget this level is even in this game. Like, it doesn't really jump out to me for some reason, because it really is so much similar to Rockstar, and our first shard should be underneath one of these traps somewhere, I believe. Where is... No, it's not there. But yeah, that's gonna be one of the main things in this level are these traps. If you walk over... They'll pretty much be, under some of these stumps. If you walk under them, then sometimes they'll have spikes, and, other times they'll have items, and sometimes they'll even be open. And I never really went over this, but it could beat some of those spiders. You can jump over the line of them, and I'll just grab that sandwich there. Is this gonna be a trap? Okay, yeah, that's a trap. Just making sure. Okay, so it should be around here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I was saying this level doesn't really jump out to me for some reason. Like, I remember every other level pretty well except for this one. I mean, I remember, like, it's kind of weird. I remember it's there, but I tend to forget it, if that makes any sense. But next shard should be, yeah, there it is. But yeah, this really doesn't it doesn't really have any distinctive qualities other than it being a jungle level. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of got the prehistoric vibe going on, which I don't know how many there are. I mean, there aren't really too many prehistoric levels I can think of. I mean, there's this, and then you have 65 million BC out of Chrono Trigger. And like I said before, you'll be seeing tons and tons of Yarikos in this level. This is see, even that one up in the corner. Okay, so this should be where our final shard should be, and this part actually reminds me of a lot of kind of a little bit of Donkey Kong Country actually with these vines, like Treetop Town and all those levels. And see, that's what I like about this Kirby, this Kirby game over some of the others, is that they incorporate some different mechanics like these vines here that you don't really find in other Kirby games. Other than this one, and so that's what I like about, like, if there's like a black sheep game out there that some people don't really enjoy all that much. If it's something different and it's like it's on its own merit, if it's actually a legitimately good game, then I will like it. Like for instance, some people really didn't like Super Mario Sunshine mostly because of the flood mechanic, but I liked it. I actually liked it a lot because it was something different, and it hasn't really been seen before. And plus, also, I'm actually a really big fan of really unconventional weapons, like really random weapons, which is probably why I would like something like a Dead Rising where you can mix items and such. Alright, so one tip here that I'm not doing right now is to wait at the corner where you just entered in and just eat all the Yarikos that appear there. This will make it infinitely easier, so you don't have to worry about the second one throwing spears at you and having to take damage from it. Gosh dang it. You see, this is... Oh yeah, another thing. If you try to eat enemies, if you try and jump and eat them and then you land on the ground and you'll start trying to suck them down, then eventually they will die. Like, they'll just explode in the most morbid of fashion, like so. Oh, and by the way, that also works with food and stars, so you want to be careful of that. I didn't want to take him out, but okay. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Okay. We're not even halfway done with his health. That's pretty sad, actually. I kind of wish that unlike, you see, that's the only problem with this game is that unlike, that's one of the problems with this game is like if you try to eat one of the if you beat a mini boss, then you can't gain its power. It just explodes for whatever reason. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of it makes sense for some of the mini bosses. Like, please don't know. No, okay, good. Stay away from me. And now at least we have a checkpoint. So if I die, then we'll just come back here. But yeah, some of the enemy. I mean, I can understand if some of the normal mini bosses don't give you power ups, which is completely understandable because it just kind of saves time. And also, if you yeah, so if you jump with one of those pterodactyls in your hands, and you can actually fly, kind of similar to Bronto birds, but you have to actually jump in order to fly with them. So I actually kind of like this better than the Bronto bird because it doesn't just automatically jump like when I don't want to. And also, if you crash into things, then obviously they'll explode. So, like I said before, the easiest way to get past these spider enemies is to break their webs, and it's also you don't want to float too much because, like I said before, you do get tired of floating in this game. So, you have to be careful of that. Also, here's our third shard. And also, some of these stumps here, if you jump on them and wait too long on them, then they'll fly underneath you. Well, at least now you get to see what the game over screen looks like. Alright, I'm back. And you know what? I never realized how much this level, this last part of the level kind of reminds me of Donkey Kong Country with the vines and all that. Thankfully, we have another invincibility candy here, which should pretty much just carry us through the rest of the level. We can just run through everything. Now I'm just going to ignore everything. I'm just going to kill Yariko just for the heck of it because he's such a jerk. And wipe him out. Kill all the Yarikos. See, that's 3. Oh, okay, that's it, I guess. Well, at least we wiped all of them out. Okay, so let's see. Max Tomato and 1-up decisions. Let's go for the 1-up, I guess. I was going to go for the Maximum Tomato. Okay, so you remember a couple episodes ago where I said that some of these levels have like you have a difficult time getting the shards because they won't have the power up in the level that you need to get, and you need to go back and get it. This is one of those levels, but it only has one of those shards in them. But the first 2 you can get within the first minute, I guess. But yeah, here's the thing that even makes it all the more worse is that they taunt you by putting the power-ups that you need in the level, but you can't get them because you have to run them over. Okay, the one you have to get involves dynamite, but as you know, I'm not that big of a fan of dynamite, so we'll just have to get that at the end of this level. You'll know when we get to it. I'll tell you more about it, and it's not great. It's actually it's one of the more harder shards to get. That's what I'm trying to say. But with this minecart level, I really like the minecart. For some reason, I take a liking to minecart levels a lot because I really like them in Donkey Kong Country, and maybe just because I love roller coasters, and so they remind me of roller coasters a lot. And I think I want to get the Mega Cutter here, actually, the Mega Boomerang, whatever you were gonna call it. I'm a Kirby veteran, so whenever I see this I'm just gonna refer to it as Cutter, and so we can just jump over these frog guys and be out of here and just jump on here. And just get this piece of meat, which is thankfully up here. Okay, so you jump down. I'm just gonna run under you. And I'm just ignore all these parasol guys, but okay, so here's another 1-up if you want it, but be careful of the shot, so they're in the middle. Alright, so here's one of the things I was talking about that makes getting this third shard in this level kinda hard to do. Imagine running through this room with dynamite. It is not fun at all. But yeah, this level really only further proves my point that this should have been Rockstar, and then or at least Rock. Well, this really is a sequel to Rockstar, like I said before, because there actually is rocks everywhere. But in Rockstar, there's nothing but sand, pretty much sand and other things, which is kind of misleading. But I kind of see what they were trying to go for, because you know it was kind of a play on words with Pop Star was the first level, and then they wanted to throw in Rockstar as well. So I can see where they would want to name it that. But this is also, I guess you could also because I kind of had a problem with this name before, because it's called Neo Star, which I can understand. It's because Neo means new. I guess this is supposed to be like a new Earth or whatever you want to call it, a new planet, I guess. But it's, I guess this can also be called Geostar because of all the rocks in the Earth and things like that. And see, this is why it's going to be difficult to get the shard I was referring to, where you needed dynamite, because you have to go through all this. And keep in mind, the dynamite is not remote detonatable, if that's even a word. Is it detonable? Detonatable? I don't even know. You can't blow it up on your own, is what I'm trying to say. You have to either wait for it to blow up, or you have to throw it into an enemy. And I think I'm gonna get a spark here. Yeah, I'll take this spark gladly. Because, okay, here's another thing. I want to show off a few more of the powers, because I feel like I've been getting a bit lazy with that. But here we have Cutter and Spark, which will turn into this pretty cool double-sided spark sword. Some people refer to it as, I hope I get this right, the Darth Maul Lightsaber. I'm not big on Star Wars, so I'm not too familiar. I'm not too familiar with the lore. Somebody want to correct me on that? That'd be much appreciated, because I want to get this right. But yeah, this is a neat little power up, because I honestly like the little move Kirby does with the flip and whatnot, and it's kind of one of the replacements to the sword ability in this game. But yeah, there's where you get there's where you need the dynamite for. But like I said, I'm just gonna go back at the end of this episode and get them back, because trust me, that would be trying to get it like during the actual episode would be pretty time consuming. And here our mini boss, this Spark and Cutter would actually come in pretty handy. Another tactic you could use to beat that boss would be to suck up as many slime balls as you can, and then shoot them at the other slime balls that appear on screen. So here we have another crusher type area where it's, oh shoot, okay, where everything is pretty much out to kill you. You just try your darndest to be careful. Be very vigilant during this part, because there's so many opportunities to get insta killed here. Which, you know, thinking back, this is probably one of the few Kirby games where, besides falling into pits, where I can think of where you can get crushed to be killed. Because if you really think about it, there really isn't all that many opportunities in other Kirby games. Not that I can think of any. If somebody can think of some, please let me know, because I can't really think of any off the top of my head. And this should be the last area of the level here we're coming up on. Yeah, there it is. Where do I want? I guess I get the 1-up, I suppose. Got jack nothing. Okay, so I'll meet you back at the later on in the episode to show you where all the rest of the shards are. Okay, so this one I just missed because you have to actually just jump on that top rail when you see it. Okay, so after all that, I managed to get it, and here's your third shard. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. This has been Hypo Wallow, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody.